for a lot of us, rest doesn't feel restorative. It feels risky. Like if we stop holding it all together, something bad will happen. And we have a part of us that does truly believe it. I have a very highly active doer part that gets very satisfied from making a list, which I'm not a huge list maker anymore. I really do like tune into my flow for the day. There are certain things though that I have to do or else, there's finances and there's food and grocery shopping, whatever those things are. But like, it's like to really begin to shift our awareness of what is running here about, holding everything together. There were times in my life where stopping meant I would lose control. When my daughter was young, when we're parents, we get into what can feel like a momentum of do. Anyone who works full time has, particularly with younger children, lots of things that we're taking care of for others. If we did stop, we might really lose steam. You know how when you're like, I can't stop because once I sit down, I won't get back up? Yeah. Yeah. So there's a time and a place for any one of these ways of being in our life. And again, we don't get it wrong. But for those of us who got to that point where we are so tired, we can barely get up anymore, then we want to learn, right, how to shift into honoring the body and learning how to re-energize our body so we could keep going, right? If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of others. We all might have heard that. But responsibility can become survival. That was me. That's many of the, lovely women that I work with, is I have so much responsibility. People are counting on me. And if I drop that ball, then there is going to be, catastrophe, things will fall apart. And I'm not here to say that that couldn't happen or doesn't happen. So I'm not inviting just stop and say, too bad, I'm done. Sometimes we get to that place. If we do, that's what we need. But we can consciously create some of the shifts, whether it's getting more support, letting go of some things that we can, plan out a little bit. It's like, okay. And I want to talk about rest versus collapse. Collapse is going to be from exhaustion. Collapse is going to be like, this is too much. I can't go on anymore. So rest doesn't mean dropping everything. It means loosening the grip just enough to breathe. We can do that even in a few seconds. If we pause and just take a few seconds to realize, oh, I am in a body that actually has some sensations and does feel tired. And when we build that in, instead of, oh, I got to stop for 30 minutes and literally force myself to rest and breathe or whatever, I'm not suggesting that. That works for you and that feels good. That's great. But for most of us, oh, no, I can't do that. I cannot do that. And I get it. I still have a part that doesn't want me to rest and relax, even when I have a reminder on my phone so that I'm, some days when I'm really into working on something, yeah, all of a sudden my shoulders are tight. I'm not tuning in because I'm sitting on my computer. I'm like, whoa, wait a second. I need to get up and move around for a minute. And disaster won't happen if I walk away for a couple minutes. We can learn how to slow down without dissociating, without having to drop into a guilt because we're doing, quote, nothing. I hear that a lot from people. They feel so yucky in their body that in order to do it, they need to numb so they don't have to feel badly. The feeling badly is coming from the mind, the thoughts, the part. That's like, we shouldn't stop. It means we're being lazy. It means we're not going to get it done, whatever that is. If resting feels unsafe to you, don't force it. Forcing most anything doesn't really help. But listen to the part of you, the hesitation, that's already part of rest. There is a part inherent in all of us that welcomes the rest, doesn't judge it, doesn't criticize when we're not doing it. Notice if that could be here right now. Notice if there's any teeny bit of space within you, a little part that wants to peek through. And right now, you can just have these few seconds of more restfulness. The space to just breathe a little bit, to have an exhale. Boy, because we can really be tight in our breath, can't we? I know I can, the shallow. But if I take a few breaths, and then we can shift back into our doing. And we can create longer and longer little windows of this. But it doesn't have to be long. If someone asked me, like, what do you recommend? Like, you know, putting aside a whole hour for some deeper rest versus like a little bit throughout the day. One or both of those at different times would be more needed than the other. But as a regular way of living, a little bit throughout the day goes a long way, because you're interrupting the part that's running all of the go, 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 do, do, do. And then we get to the end of the day, especially if we're giving a lot and taking care of others, whoever they are, we get to the end of our day and then exhaustion. And the things we might want to do for us, they're either nowhere in our awareness because we're too tired, or we have an awareness and then maybe another part's like frustrated, sad, or resentful because now we don't get to go do that because we're too tired. And that'll be more topic for upcoming other videos. But so I hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.